It's Clint with Coach Clint with Clint Speaks, and I'm back in the building. Listen, we've made it to another Wednesday. Another Wednesday. You know how I feel about it. Um, Let me make sure that I'm live. There we go. There we go. Let me turn this. Uh-oh. So I'm live on Instagram as well, and it's giving me feedback. So loving it, man. Well, it's YouTube, Twitch TV, um, Instagram. How is everybody? Let's see, edit post, edit privacy. Y'all, this is gonna be an interesting one. Um, and I'm gonna show you all. I'm gonna show I can turn this. Oh, here we go. There we go. I want to show you or talk to you all about this one. Hey, dear, hey, baby. That's my wife. Interesting, man. I saw on Instagram or Ray J was on the Breakfast Club, and I want to get the exact verbiage because I want you all. If I can get you all's engagement tonight, man, that would be awesome. So Ray J says that he's willing to be not happy in a marriage just for his kids. His wife recently filed for divorce for the fourth time. He said that he would sacrifice his happiness to make sure his children are happy. So he would stay in a marriage to where he's not happy. And I'm just wondering how do y'all feel about that for those that are watching? I mean, is that an option for you all? Would you be okay with that? Do you feel like that's really a marriage if you're not happy? Let me say this. I looked at some of the comments on that segment. Some of the people said that no, hey, you don't understand. You know, people don't understand marriage. You don't get married for happiness, which I don't understand that one. Um, I do feel that you should already be joyful. You should already be happy before you meet your spouse. I do believe that. But to stay in a marriage to whereas you're not happy, to make sure that your children are happy. Hey, I don't have to be happy as long as they're happy. Nobody really agreed with that on the Breakfast Club. And I just thought it was interesting because on podcasts, eventually you're going to talk about relationships. Now we talk about any and everything on here. Anything from money, sex, marriage, relationships, spiritual topics, religious topics, because they're not the same. So we just talk about different things here, but I just thought that that would be very interesting, and I really would appreciate the input of those that are watching, just to get your input to see what would you do in a situation like that. You're in a marriage, you're not happy, they're not happy, neither one of you are happy, but your children are happy that they have two parents in the house, both of their parents. Do you stay or do you go? Um, I would love y'all's input. What's going on, Walt? I see you, man. Let me see. JDN 6500 on Instagram. I see you. I appreciate you. So I would like you all's input. I mean, so Walt said I would stay for the kids. Gotcha. So um let me say this. Walt, anybody that comments whenever, whether we agree or disagree, I'm never gonna bash you. And I believe you all know that by now. I've been doing this for 2 years. As far as speaking on here, I've been speaking for well over 30, um, close to 30 anyway. But anyway, so Walt, you say you would stay for the kids. So in that situation, I'm not saying I disagree for you. Um, in that case, Walt, you're saying basically my happiness Hey, it's their happiness versus mine. If it's that, I'm choosing my children to be happy. Man, I respect it. Hey, I respect it. I know people like, okay, Clint, what you think? Well, in a marriage, let me give you my experiences, and I hope I don't offend anybody, including De'Ara. I hope I don't offend nobody, because I'm not meaning it in a bad way. But me personally, let me say this again, Walt. I respect that from you, man. I respect Ray J for that. I mean, it's about his children. I would never call nobody dumb, stupid, ignorant for that. That's your children. Um, Me personally, I wouldn't. If I'm in a marriage to where somebody, especially in his situation, she's actually filed for divorce 4 times, and he's saying he's willing to stay, even if he's not happy. Hey, Shamika, staying for the kids is so miserable. I that's how I look at it. Again, I for anybody that would stay, I take my hat off to you. I'm not gonna bash you, but I'm saying I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want my wife to do it. If a person says they don't want to be with me, I think it is creating a hostile environment. And I don't mean domestic violence. I'm just saying I think it's a hostile environment for the children to see, man, daddy really ain't happy. Man, mama really ain't happy. Neither one. What's up, T? What's up, fam? Um, right. Dear says she wouldn't want me to stay if I'm not happy. And I feel the same way about her. Again, if you disagree with us, man, that's fine. You know, hey, we're adults. We can talk. So there are no hard feelings. And I appreciate you, Walt. I appreciate you, Shamika and De'Ara. Um, I've been married twice. This is my second marriage, y'all, which is no secret. Um, in both of my marriages, none of my children were born out of wedlock. They weren't even pregnant when we got married. I A little side note, I threw that in a couple of people's faces who was always trying to bring up my past back in the day. You did this, you did well. I ain't have a child out of wedlock. All of both of my wives became pregnant after we said I do. Um, did I do some things beforehand? Yeah, I can only speak for me, but I ain't gonna dwell on that. Um, but I'm just saying, I said that to say this. I didn't get married because of children. I'm not gonna stay because of them. I believe you can co-parent and be the best co-parents if the marriage just don't work out. But again, if a person decides to stay, I take my hat off to you. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right. What's going on, Lisa? Hey, cuz. Dwan, how you doing, man? He said you can only stay for so long, and that's true. You can. If you're not happy, you can only stay for so long. And I feel like this, y'all. Um, if you're anywhere between, I hate to put an age on it, but if you're in your 50s or younger, or 60s or younger, excuse me, I still think you got time to be happy with the person you want to be happy with, or whoever God got for you. But again, me personally, I think if a person stays and they're unhappy, I just think that causes a hostile environment for the children, for them to see, man, you really, we saw children are smart too. I'm gonna tell y'all something. They are smart. They will look at you one day and say, "We knew you weren't happy anyway. We knew you weren't happy. Trust me, I've seen that. Like we knew you weren't happy. Like, why didn't you go? Okay, we gonna be hurt for a minute, but why you stay? That hurts worse, man. To see y'all constantly walking past each other up and down the same hallway, not talking, or during their fighting, or going at each other and fussing and cussing, and quiet days, not just quiet moment, but quiet days. You're not talking, and just foolery. You go to the restaurant, and I've seen me and De'Ara, we was at a restaurant one time and we saw a couple, and the woman's head was this way and the dude's head was this way. And this is the whole time they were there, because we kept peeking there like, man, that's got to be miserable. God, it's got to be miserable. Y'all, If anything, they'll probably want to put me and De'Ara out because we loud. I mean, laughing and talk. We do that every time we go out to eat. Even at the nice restaurants, we be the same. And I just think that's torture, man. That's Shamika said it actually affects the children in a more no way staying. It actually affects the children in a more no way staying in an unloving environment. That's cold as Alaska in there, John. Yeah, buddy. Ah, what's up, Ben? Yeah, yeah. And I'm gonna keep repeating. If nobody agrees, man, that's fine, man. That's fine. Because you can go either way with that. If you can survive that and you can make that, man, again, you're doing it for your children. Um, if a person told me I'm just doing it for the money, now that's why I'd be like, man, you might want to think this over time. I mean, me personally, as you saw what De'Ara said, that's my wife. We've had these talks, man. We don't talk about it much because we ain't sitting up here thinking about stuff like that. But if you're unhappy, why are you here? Like somebody might be waiting on you. And I believe there have been some marriages that have worked, or some relationships and marriages that have worked out like that, to whereas the person left and hey, they found the person they were supposed to be with and live happily ever after. You find Shamika. If you saw some of my stuff, and trust me, I feel like I'm a well-educated man. I've had so many typos. You're fine. You're fine. I just like the engagement. Um, if anybody wants to come on, I'll send you the link for you to come on. There's no problem. Um, I have to send it to your inbox or email, but inbox because I'm not gonna pull up my email tonight. But either way, you feel free to come on. But I like the fact that you all are engaging with me. I appreciate that. It's not a secret. It does help my algorithm. And if y'all don't mind, share the live for me. I just like for you all to talk to me. But yeah, I agree, Shamika. I, I just think it just creates a terrible environment. I've seen it. Um, and here's the thing too. Sometimes you got to ask, man, why are you unhappy? Have y'all talked about it? Like man, woman, whomever, spouse. Have y'all talked about that? I mean, do you have to constantly be unhappy? Have you tried to work it out? Have y'all talked to each other? A lot of times in relationships, a person will say, hey, if there's something wrong, talk to me. But sometimes a person is like, I can't. Because if I bring you a wrong, you're not going to accept it. That goes for anybody, man. It's not just men who do it, or women, or however you see yourself, whatever gender. I just ain't got used to that. But anyway, and I'm saying that respectfully, but if a person can't talk to you, I told De'Ara, I said, man, I've been out, before I met her, and I would go and we have couples nights and stuff like that. And you'll see it happened like once or twice where the woman, and this is just what happened. I'm not saying it's just women, but the woman was just going in on how she knows her man is satisfied and he ain't got no problems. And she takes care of him as far as feeding him intimately, sexually, spiritually. She got him covered. So that's why you don't see him complaining. And we just sit there like, oh, that's cool. That's what's up, man. Hey, I see you, dog. She like, hey, I got to go to the ladies' room. Can y'all come with me? Yeah. And the ladies get up, and the man sitting there like, dude, man, she sat here this whole time, man. But he's looking like, what am I supposed to say? That's gonna start an argument in the car. It's gonna start funny frictions right here. And we gonna go at each other in the car because she gonna feel like I embarrassed her. I wasn't expecting her to say all that. But I can't tell her, man, I'm not satisfied in no area. I can't tell her. And that's just, your children see that. You know, I and I hope I don't get in trouble with this with my parents, but I would see, my dad, he just couldn't help it, man. He just put his hands around my mama waist, and he was, he's crazy about my mama. And man, I'm talking about, look, anything that he needs, she's there. So their relationship, I saw that. Um, I just, to be in a house where they ain't happy. couldn't do it, man. What's going on, Hollis? How you doing? So I don't know. What do y'all think? Hey, Kim, what do y'all think? I just a relationship like that to whereas a person that, and let me say this for those that are just tuning in. How I came up with this. Now I've already the stuff that you see me talk about. I've already been wanting to talk about it for a while. But today I was looking at a clip on Instagram, and Ray J was on there, and he was talking about how he's willing to stay in an unhappy marriage as long as his children are happy, even though his current wife has filed for divorce from him 4 times. So 4 times this woman has said, "Man, I've had enough. I can't take this no more. Whatever's going on." But he said he's willing to stay here. He said, "I'm willing to put my happiness aside as long as my children are happy to see two of their parents in the same house. I'll stay in an unhappy marriage." And that just, like I said, I didn't get married because of children. I don't see myself staying because that's just my take on it. Not for children. I don't think that's fair to Prince or anybody. And De'Ara said the same thing. I have 3 adult children and I have Prince. And it's not fair to them, man. It's not fair to you to be unhappy. That's just how I feel. That's just me. Um, if a person wants to go, go. The children will grow up and leave. That's true. That's true. That's true, De'Ara. Hey, Rochelle, again, y'all know y'all can jump on if well, let me see. I ain't even got Facebook pulled up. But either way, I don't, not for children, not for children, not for money. And that's why people got to be careful about marriage, man. You get in marriage, and I've said this. You want to see every season possible with a person before you propose. Men, women, and I hope y'all not out there proposing. You want to see every season possible with that man. And what I mean by that, I'm not talking about spring, summer, winter, fall. I'm talking about when he or she is up at their best, or when he or she is down at their worst. When they're pissed off, when they're ticked off, however you want to say it. When their money is funny, when they got a lot of money. When things are going good intimate wise, when things are not good intimate wise. You want to see as much as you can about that person, because once you say I do, it's not as simple as walking away. So deciding to have children and then saying, man, this was the worst mistake I ever made in my life. That's heavy. That's something to deal with, man. I don't see myself. I can't speak for nobody else. De'Ara said it too. Staying, you're unhappy. One sleeping up front, one sleeping in the back, one sleeping on one side of the house, one sleeping. I've always said it. I don't care if it's from relationships to the temperature in the house. I have friends that tell me, man, MLG and W said, if you keep the temperature here, man, I'm gonna stop you there. If I can't be comfortable in my own home, why am I there? If it's hot, I'm turning the air on. If it's cold, I'm turning the heat on. It's that simple. If we got to be in the house and we got to be fussing and fighting a silent treatment, and I hate to be blunt, ain't no sex going on. And ain't, man, I'm sitting there, my child, I will make them laugh. De'Ara will make them laugh. They'll be all right. It's possible to cope. I'm not preaching divorce. I'm not teaching divorce. I'm not advocating divorce. But I can only speak for me. To stay for the sake of my children, I want my children, and I wanted my children, my adult children, 2-parent household. That you don't get married to get divorced. Not if you're in your right mind. But anyway, let me get to some of the comments though. Being said, children can see unhappiness and will think it's normal. That's a good one, man. Being, Doc, that is so true, man. And I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna bring my children on, not tonight. I've already talked to all 3 of my adult children and said, I want y'all to come on. It ain't no rehearsing. We don't do that anyway. We're not gonna practice nothing. I'm not gonna go over nothing with you. The only thing I'm gonna tell you beforehand when you come on is be transparent. That's all I want you to be. So let them know what kind of parent I was. Good, bad, ugly. Was I there for you? Do you feel like I wasn't there? I want y'all to see. Everything I'm doing for Clint Speaks, don't take this the wrong way. It's a learning curve. You can't help me if you're not transparent. I don't care if you're a pastor, bishop, apostle, teacher at school. You can't help me if you're not transparent. If I view you as perfect, I can't relate to you. That don't mean you got to tell me all your business, but I can't relate to you. But my child, I said all that to say this. One of my children said that he got into a habit because I left. I had a habit of in my first marriage, things wasn't right. And I'm not saying we'll get to fighting them, but I'm saying to avoid anything, I would leave and go over my cousin's house for a couple of days, my parents' house for a couple of days. It wasn't a good look. But I just didn't want anything bad. I hate arguing in front of my children. I didn't want to do that. I'm not saying she did, but I'm saying I didn't want to do that. And if I felt that it was going that way, I'm like, man, whatever. I'll just go. That wasn't the right thing to do. I didn't know it affected my children like that. I didn't find out until they were grown or almost grown. Like, Dad, this is why I started doing this, because you weren't there. I try to tell y'all, man, as much advice, as much as people have said that they have learned from me spiritually, y'all, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. There are people watching now that saw some things I did on jobs. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to go over that. I've already done that. I'm just saying, if you're not happy, man, you're going to be let me tell you something. If you're not happy in your marriage, you're going to end up, if you're not strong enough, you're going to look somewhere else. You're going to end up looking somewhere else. I mean, I'm not even saying as far as cheating, but even in your mind, you're going to wish you were somewhere else. It's not peace. And that's all I'm trying to say, even about the temperature in your house, even about the mood in your house. I got to be at peace, man. I told De'Ara when we got together, De'Ara, if I'm not the one for you, if you feel that way, even after we get together, don't stay. And she would tell you, I told her the same. This is about me because I know I'm a different cat. I know that. I have a different mindset. I like stuff a certain way. I don't like to hear certain things. I don't like to be involved in certain things. I'm down for you, but certain things had to be done my way. I'm not saying that's always right. So everybody can't be with Clint. But get me back. I don't want to go too far off. Let me get to some of these comments. Rochelle said, we make decisions to stay for the children when in fact it can be a double whammy. I stayed in a relationship with my girl's dad because I wanted that family unit. However, the amount of disrespect was beyond the point of no return. Wow. Wow. And it sounds like Shell is no longer with him. I don't know. I understand what Ray J is saying. I respect anybody who wants to do the right thing for their children if he feels that's the right thing to do. His children are not happy, but he's not, and evidently his wife is not. I'm gonna try not to mention his name again. I mean, but he went public, so so I just wonder what you all thought. Rochelle said we are the first people to teach them about love and communication. Two things strongly lacked in adults today. Man, y'all better talk to me. What's up, Sweet Lee? What's up, Antoinette? Sherry. I didn't say Siri. I said Sherry. But anyway, my phone was trying to act up, Sherry. Shell, you're right. Listen, when you have children, this is something that God, the Holy Spirit, I don't want to just say God because I see people doing that in the Source Awards and all these music awards, and they thank God, but find out that they're not thanking the one and only most high, true and living God. They give praise. A lot of them give praise to Satan. I don't do that. So if that's something that Facebook wants to shut down, go ahead, because I'm not that dude. But Jesus is my Lord. He's my God. He's my Lord and Savior. I believe in the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Am I the best? No, but I ain't the worst. I ain't gonna put myself down. So, Shell, something that the Holy Spirit taught me or showed me. A child, we download what we want them to know. That's why a lot of black men like myself, when we have boys, especially if we hoopers, see, I love to hoop. Been doing it since I can remember. To this day, when I get that call, man, we doing our alumni game. I'm there. Men, black men, we have boys, especially even girls, man. Hoop. We putting the ball in their hand. Hoop. They learn through us first. When we have children that run off cussing somewhere, you're right, Shell. It's because they hear it around us or somebody else. They download. They download. When I hear people say, when I'm looking at people funny for cussing out their child, I look and I try not to, but that bothers me. When you hear somebody cussing their child out at Kroger or Walmart, and it's like, man, that's a baby, basically, like a toddler. Sit your little bass and snatch them like, man, you got to do that. Well, that's all they know. That's because that's all you ever showed them. That's all you ever told them. That's it. When the folk get tired of hearing you just like your daddy, he's supposed to be. You lay with him. You act like your mama. Was she a part of him? Teach him how to be a man then, sir. So, and it amazes me too. Now, this is no slight against my guy. Walt is my guy. I don't know if he's still watching, but Walt, again, he knows, man, if we on the court, if we have a disagreement, we gonna work it out as adults. Man, listen, believe what you believe, man. I respect that. Um, Children, they didn't ask to be here. I think we should raise them in the best environment possible. If that environment is not going to help them, I don't want them in that environment. But it's crazy, and I'm saying this outside of Walt. This is just me, and I ain't gonna mention your name again because I don't want you to think that I'm talking about you. I'm saying standard wise, generally, it's amazing how many people would stay in those types of relationships. But some of these men, some of these women will not stay with their children, will not fight for any type of custody or visitor rights. They won't stay. Talk to anybody from back in the 70s that had a child in the 70s or 60s. Dad, why you didn't stay? It was just too much on me. It was just too much on me. But a woman or man, I've seen women cuss their children out, but they praise the father. It's like, dang, man. So that's why I say people like Walt, Ray J, hey, y'all, listen, I respect that. I respect it. You're doing what you feel is right for your children. I have a different opinion. I don't mean I'm right. I don't think you should be happy. You should not get happy in a marriage. You're already supposed to be happy. You're already supposed to be full of joy when you're married. So that person should not complete you. They should add. Man, you added more peace to my life. Now I'm already at peace, but man, you add more. Man, that's a beautiful relationship. But when you add in hell, and I was already at peace, or a person was already, let me take myself out of it, a person was already at peace, that's a problem. Listen, we need to work something out with this child now. And again, Ray J said that he would stay. Now his wife has asked for, I said I won't go say his name again, but anyway, he's out there. He put it out there. His wife has asked for a divorce 4 different times, and he still say he's willing to stay. I applaud him, but that ain't me, Ray J. That ain't me. I'm saying as a person, I'm take De'Ara out the equation. That's just me as a person. That's De'Ara as a person. I can't see that, y'all. I can't. Um, Let me see. Let me get to some of these comments. Um, Sway Lee, what's up, Sway? Sway said, "No, bro, I'm still not married nor have kids. I just wouldn't want my kids to see myself or their mother unhappy, though. Only promise we have is to be there for the kids after a breakup, and that we both will have to make sure of." I think it cut off, and that we have to make sure of. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, yeah. I've been in a situation. I was divorced before I met De'Ara, so for whatever reason, again, I'm not bringing that out of respect for my children, because they're my Facebook friends, and I'm crazy about my children, so I'm not going to say nothing to embarrass them. Truth of the matter is, everybody knows I'm in my second marriage now, Sway. So evidently, things didn't work out in the first one. We stayed in contact, man. We stayed probably a 5-minute drive away from each other, and they stay with their mother, so they would come to see me, or I would see them they were, at their games. Every game they had, because my son was in the band, Sway. My daughter was on the dance team. My youngest son was on the football team. So as much as I could, I wanted them to see me, man. I didn't believe in missing it. Sometimes my youngest son would at the time, my youngest son, he would say, "Dad, it's raining outside. You ain't got to come see me. Sit up in the stands, watch me play football. Cool." Other than that, man, the weather, then, man, I'm there. So it's possible you can be the best co-parents. No, it wasn't planned to be that way. It wasn't orchestrated to be that way, but I'm not, I'm talking about me. I don't believe in staying for the children. You still can be a parent, but being unhappy, especially when you got too many years left. If God allows you to live till you're 80, 90 years old, you're in your 30s, 40s, 20s, I I don't advocate divorce. I'm not telling nobody to get a divorce. That's why I'm staying away from that. I'm just saying I can only speak for me. To stay, to keep the children happy, I have to have a talk with them. Y'all need me to entertain you? I'll do that. I'll set up a stage, and I got plenty of jokes now. I can turn into a comedian. Ask anybody that know me. But to stay, nah. Now let me get to some of these comments, y'all. I appreciate y'all for communicating with me. Let's keep it going, y'all. I'm not gonna bash you if you disagree with me. I promise. Being said, first, you have to figure out where the disconnect is and try to fix it. You have to honestly try to compromise for your family. Exactly. That's what I was saying earlier, Ben. I mean, at least before you decide to go, now before y'all decide to do that, I will advocate this. At least try to work it out. But if it's not anything to work out, that's another situation. That's a whole nother. I understand. I'm just gonna put it like that. Now let me give you spiritual real quick. 10 seconds. Um, well, give me a minute, literally 60 seconds. In the Bible, you had religious groups. You had Pharisees, you had Sadducees. I understand why they were the first three letters of sad. I would have been too if I was religious. Um, but they tried to trip Jesus up. That's why I don't get down with some of these religious sects now. Well, I'm not going to do that anyway. I'm a follower of Christ to the day I die. I don't care how coon and all that, whatever. But I'm saying that's why I can't get down with people who love to just quote scriptures. Well, we live by the law, but you can live by the law, but you still lusting, whatever. Live by the law, or what we consider the old covenant. But they did that. They tried to trip Jesus up. Rabbi, now they want to call him rabbi, good teacher. Is it lawful for a man to put away his wife with writing? Because that's what they did. They got tired of them folks, man. Hey, this is my letter, sir. Oh, what y'all do? We divorcing. Oh, okay. He got his letter stamped and approved, dismissed. You divorced now. I don't like her no more. Hey, I'm just writing. Hey, we can. And that's what they did. When they asked Jesus, is it lawful? Trying to trip him up. Jesus said, well, since y'all, I can see straight through y'all, but listen, That was never my law from the beginning. I understand why in the what we call the New Testament or New Covenant, it tells you that Jesus came to fulfill the law. If he had to fulfill the law, that means the law didn't have as many barriers as we thought. So he had to come to fulfill it. Jesus said that was never my law from the beginning. Moses did that. Moses did that, not me, not my father, not the Holy Spirit. Moses did that because of the hardening of y'all's hearts. But I say, this is what I say. No, you can't just put a woman away with writing, except for fornication. She done cheated. Now you can go in and rid yourself of that marriage because she's killed it. To death do us part. Well, I know that's not in the word of God, but hey, she killed it. She killed that life of the marriage. He killed that life of the marriage. Now you can divorce. Well, I still can't stay in an unhappy marriage. Not for the sake of no children. Now we got to talk about this, man. We got to at least, if I leave any relationship, if I leave any marriage, let me put it like that. I I have to look back and say, I don't have no regrets. I have to do that. But I will not. I've never gotten married because I had children, and I'm not gonna stay married because I have children. I just don't believe in that. There's no point in even being married if you're not gonna be happy. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm not saying there's God or the Holy Spirit, but why get married? You know what? Um, Jesus was teaching. Man, y'all making me go there. He said, my father is the husbandman. The church is his bride. Why come to Christianity if you still ain't gonna have no peace? It makes no sense. Because marriage is styled after Christ and the church. That's our husband, man. We're the bride. That's why you're not gonna hear me cuss Dier out. I don't care if we don't get along. If we're not gonna use the D word, if we decide that this ain't what it's supposed to be, and we say, hey, we going, I'm still not gonna cuss out for what? Christ didn't cuss me out. Why raise my voice at unless we plan? The Holy Spirit has a still small voice. Why am I raising my voice? I'm trying to style mine after what I see, what I see my Heavenly Father do. Well, I know some may not agree with that, and I get it, but peace is my most important commodity. I can't have no peace. I don't want to be where there's chaos. If we ain't talking and we ain't speaking, and you know, you getting married now, sex is, you can do that. And that ain't going on, or you ain't enjoying it. And it's not all about that. Every time you look around, your money gone, and it's funny because folks draining you and you draining them. And man, you just sound like some roommates that's just under the same house and y'all got the same last name. They're just, I can't live like that, man. Not for the sake of children. Not for the sake of children. Being said, first you have to, okay, yeah, we already went over that. But Trina, she said, no, I tried to, but the pain was too unbearable to live with him any longer. But I do see where the breakup damaged my kids. Wow. That's what we've been saying, man. Trina, I don't see the benefit in it, man. If somebody does, that's fine. Again, I'm not going to bash you. That's not what we do here. I like for people to come on here and talk to me, man. I mean, for this hour that we may be on, I love talking with y'all. So I'm not that type of guy anyway. Antoinette, wait a minute. Being said, in a lot of today's marriages, couples won't even try to be happy in their marriages because they are not or can't do or have what others have. Being something that me and De'Ara agreed to when we first met. I've seen this before too. You know, you'll get with people who just cannot let social media go. I didn't want no Facebook marriage. Forget that, man. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. I'm not gonna be looking at being not let me, Lord, I'm not gonna be looking at somebody else's marriage on Facebook because unless something is very wrong, no couple is gonna get on Facebook and tell you about the bad stuff in a post. I mean, De'Ara had been transparent. We done told you, man. She didn't. Hey, man, this dude attitude. He be frustrated at times. I don't like that. This is how De'Ara. Hey, I told her be transparent when we get on here and talk about marriage. But how many times are you gonna see a couple get on here and tell you about the bad stuff? Man, ain't nobody hardly doing that. They gonna show you the good part of their marriage. Then you find out later on after they divorced, man, he was beating the stew out of her. Or she done stabbed him a couple of times, but she done got with his best friend. Wait a minute, but we saw y'all smiling. But here go Clint looking like, well, dang, man. Man, look at Terry now, man. See, baby, that's what I'm saying. You don't do like her. And she said she don't even let the man get in the door good before she own him. You know what I'm saying? She bought the man a pair of this, that, and the other, or got the man a vehicle. Man, you don't be doing nothing, man. Where you getting this from, Clint? Let me show you the post. Man, a post? You don't know them folks lying or not. So oh man, we don't want no Facebook, Instagram marriage, no TikTok marriage. I ain't want that crap. But the folk probably, I ain't saying everybody, because there's some happy people. I believe there's a lot of happy marriages out here, regardless of the status quo. Ain't nobody going from house to house, taking a poll, are you happy? And then we get on here and say most marriages are not. Man, how do you know? You don't know everybody on your street. No. There are probably plenty of happy marriages, but there are probably plenty of unhappy marriages out there too. The comparison thing, man, kill that being, man. No, man. You don't know what these folks, man. Some of these folks will get on Facebook and lie. Some of them, not all of them, some of them will flat out lie. Oh, this the best thing ever. It's the best thing that happened to me. 3 months later, well, y'all, it ain't no secret no more. We are divorcing. What? Y'all done spent all this money on this wedding. Y'all done been in Cancun. You darn near live there. But anyway, yeah, Ben, I ain't with that, man. Antoinette said I left because I didn't want my kids thinking it was normal to be in an unhappy relationship. I don't want my daughter thinking it's okay for her husband to treat her that way, and my son to think it's okay to treat his wife that way. It does affect the children. It does. Ray J, Antoinette, he turned around and looked at Charlemagne and DJ Envy and Jess Hilarious. He was like, y'all wouldn't risk y'all happiness for y'all children. It was like, no. And he just sat there like, I ain't see the rest of it, but the way he looked was like, dang, man, I'm outnumbered. Yeah. That don't mean you're wrong. I mean, that's just what if you decide to do that, that's you. But I don't see the benefit in staying in an unhappy relationship for the children. Back in the day, before I was born, and my dad in them time, they would tell me stories about how when you got a woman pregnant, you had to marry. And you sit up there and say, the baby ain't mine. Well, feed him till you look like him. Feed him or her till they look like you. That's how they came up. You got somebody pregnant, that's your wife. Kind of a double standard there. It's kind of like I'm going to say it's kind of two sides to every story on that. I get why they did that. I mean, it just wasn't a good thing to have babies everywhere, and then the baby got to go lagging. And I get it. But that didn't mean because you got somebody pregnant that y'all was going to be happy together. I just don't see the reason to come together in a marriage union and it don't work out. And I'm not going against the Bible. I'm not going against God's word at all. I'm just saying from a natural perspective, I'm not going to go spiritual again right now. Right now, I'm not. I'm just saying I don't see the purpose in getting into a marriage. And you ain't seen all of them. Man. Anyway. Crystal Renee, what's up, cuz? Crystal said, I can't do it. excuse me, I'm not gonna be miserable for anyone. Kids pick up on that just like they do a happy marriage. Confirmation. Excuse me, this I just couldn't do it. I want y'all to picture this, and I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. Again, we're just on here talking as adults, as if we're in the barber shop, we sitting in the living room, or beauty shop, beauty salon, however you want to see the nail shop. Just a conversation. I just can't. I want y'all to picture this unhappy marriage. The man and the woman, whether they come home at the same time or what, they come in, or most of the time, let's say the man or the woman is already in the house. Then the other spouse comes in, they get off work. The children are already there. Y'all come in, may may speak, may not. That's a problem already, man. It's already before you even pull in the driveway. And if you've ever been in an unhappy relationship, when you're pulling in the neighborhood, it's like even before then, when people you on the job and people like, man, hey, I see y'all tomorrow, man. You like, dang, gotta go home. Some people have literally sat out in the driveway or on the side of the street, like, I don't even want to go in the house, man. Mm. I just want y'all to picture that. Now, the children, you let them spend the night, if you do, over their cousin's house, and the uncle and auntie crazy about each other. The uncle have to catch himself from touching the auntie. The auntie have to catch herself from touching the husband. But regardless of how them children feel, we go at least do that now because we can't stay away from each other. It's been like this since we met. And they go back home and get picked up by the mama, dad, and the mama. Hey, y'all, I ain't seen y'all in a couple of days. What y'all do over here? The dad is the same way. What y'all been doing? Oh, daddy, we did this. And everybody happy. You take them by McDonald's, get them something, pull up at the house. It simmers down. I couldn't do it for the sake of my children, man. I didn't get married for you to be in the back and I'm sleeping up front or on the other side of the house. I didn't get married for that. And again, this is just me on here now, so can't nobody blame nobody else for what I'm about to say. Men know in a lot of cases, I hate to say it like this, man, because I know people be like, man, here go this dude. A lot of times men get more, I'm just going to say action while they're single than when they get into marriage. And in a lot of cases, in some cases, women have more financial structure from a man or from men that they may date. Not saying they have to lay down with them, but then in the marriage. Sometimes they get in the marriage and the man can't even have no money. He don't even got no money. Y'all can't talk. So you know you ain't touching each other. And the children sitting here at the table looking at y'all, but over auntie and uncle house. And this every time they've been going over there for the last 3 years. But them the only people y'all trust. I'm just painting a scenario. Ain't nothing changed every time. When uncle and auntie hit the family reunion, man, they can't wait for a little slow song to come on because they just into each other like that. He opening the door for her. When they sit down, he don't sit down until he makes sure she's safe in her seat. And what I mean, I didn't understand why men stand behind the seat with their woman, but hey, I don't want to, if this seat collapse or if she leans a certain kind of way, I got her. Baby ain't hurting herself around me. That's a prized possession when you in something nice like that. But Lord, man, when you got to go home and see your mom and daddy into it, and Lord, how many have seen fights where they literally fighting each other? He hitting her, abusing her, or vice versa, because it does happen with some women and they've been 10 toes down, and when they find out dude weak, there's some kind of way they get it, and the children got to see this, and you'll stay. I'm not saying nobody's wrong. Can't do it, man. I can't do it. You can only be like somebody already said. You can only be unhappy for so long. I can't do it, man. Crystal said I've never been married though, so I'm just talking. No, but Crystal, you talking real. Um, that comment is basically from probably from what you saw, cuz what you've been around. What I have to question though, I've seen people get on lives and podcasts talking about giving marital advice and they never been married. I'm talking about constantly. So, dog, this is different. You good, Krista. Um, Antoinette said, what you said, roommates. Hollis said, you speaking facts. I appreciate it, Hollis. And if y'all wondering where my panel is, what a panel, really, I'm gonna tell y'all this real quick. The panel, I nicknamed them the panel because we was looking at the movie. The first time I brought them on, we was looking at the movie. Um, Man, what was the movie with Tyler Perry? The Tyler Perry movie with Taraji Henson. But anyway, we was breaking down the movie, and I enjoyed the feedback from y'all so much, and they did too. I just nicknamed them the panel. Well, I'm not gonna say I gave them the night off, like what I'm saying, they my employees. No, nothing like that. I just didn't want to bug them every week, so I just wanted to come on, hey, give y'all some of that old school. But anyway, meanwhile, they dealing with diseases outside kids. Exactly, Dear. Exactly. Y'all know what? Let me run this by y'all. Acrimony. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Timberly, Hope, Stephanie, how y'all doing? I'm gonna get to y'all. What's up, Bobo? Katrina Harris, how you doing? Renee, Miss Charleston, yeah, man. Miss Charleston been busy too. What's up, Mocha Charleston? What's up, Dwayne? Y'all listen, Peter Gibbs. If I don't acknowledge you or get to your comment, it's just basically me and I didn't see it. But trust me, I enjoy y'all being on here. Stick with me for a little minute. Just stick with me. Let me get to some of these comments. Antoinette said, heck no, like De'Ara White said, them kids gonna grow up and leave. Then you lonely and miserable. Yep. Hey, Holly. Stephanie Burns said, you talking good, Clint. Teach the people tonight. They need to go, this needs to go viral. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Y'all share this. I know y'all see it on my Clint Speaks page. It's gonna constantly tell y'all to share, but share this, y'all. Get it into. I've wondered this, Stephanie, and this is not to put me on no pedestal or the panel on no pedestal. None of us that you see on here regularly on a pedestal, but I know it'd be some good information on here. I thank God for that. I will not take His glory. I don't care if we're talking about pencils and pens. If something good comes out of my mouth, I'm gonna say I thank God. I promise you, I know I ain't got it all together. There's some stuff I'm still working up. Do y'all know some of the stuff I said at the latter part of last year? I had to refer back to that. I told y'all, Stephanie, it was week before last. Week before last, I was on here and basically had a fit that Thursday. I got discouraged because I didn't see the views and this, that. Man, I let it get to me. Just, hey, listen, I'm human, y'all. I know I'm a spirit and I'm housed in this body, but I'm human. So sometimes I don't, some things gets to me too. Sometimes I need to be encouraged too. But when God do speak through me, Stephanie, I know it'd be God because I have to refer back to that. Now, Clint, you the one said it didn't matter if you help one person. You're right. I said that. That came out of my mouth. Appreciate it. Let's get busy. I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight. I love you. I don't have to know you to love you. But if you stop by here, and I'm going to get back to this subject, but if you stop by here tonight and you could have been doing anything else, which you could have, I'm one of those dudes that going to tell you, I appreciate you. I love y'all for this. So let me get back to these comments. I appreciate it, Timberlake. It was on the tip of my tongue. Yolanda said you make sacrifice for the happiness of your children if you're in an unhappy marriage to keep the peace. Sometimes you're protecting the children from the backlash and aftermath of a hungry, fueling spouse. It's not easy to leave a marriage, yep, especially when finances play a heavy part in wanting to leave. I actually said that, earlier, Yolanda. That's why anybody, when you come on here, you're not gonna have me hollering at you and calling you out your name. None of that. If you disagree with me, that's fine. That's what I love about being an adult. Let me give y'all another something. I don't go by cliches most of the time. I don't. I just don't go by them. I don't see the logic in a lot of cliches. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but I just some of these cliches, Yolanda, I ain't with them, man. I ain't with them. I forgot where I was going with it, but anyway, you don't have to. Oh, one of the things I hear people say on Facebook, and it's funny because they be saying because of the bills, Yolanda. Had I known I was gonna have to be having bills like this, but I'd rather go back to my teenage years, and I'm always like, give me the bills. Man, I got whoopings. Had to ask could I go outside. When sometime when my dad said you spend the night, because he was just being lenient because sometimes I did stuff I wasn't supposed to. So I'm blaming me. Everything you're hearing, it's not on my parents, it's on me, Yolanda. So when he was gracious enough, was like, man, I shouldn't let you go, but I'm gonna let you go spend the night over your cousin's house. And sometimes dad, it was like that, like, and you go spend the night. So that morning, I was getting picked back up. You had a curfew, you had to be back home. You weren't finna disrespect the house. Um, you couldn't, you know what I'm saying? If you don't eat what they got, in some houses, in some black households, if you don't eat what they got, you don't eat. Where I grew up at, if you don't eat what they got, you got to whoop him. You gonna eat. We ain't wasting this food because you choose not to eat. So now, as an adult, I eat what I want to eat. I go where I want to go. Come back when I want to come back. I'm talking about out of respect for my marriage. Um, I got the key to my own house. I got my own alarm system. I got my own vehicles. I'm an adult now. So I can talk to y'all as an adult. Now, when I enter the room, I ain't got to leave the house now because that was a rule. I wish they would bring that back because now I hate it when I'm sitting around my adult friends and a child comes in the conversation and just sits there. No, you need to go. But I'm not going to run nobody else's child. But when Prince, as he comes up, right now he's a toddler. But when Prince gets old enough to go outside, and or go in his room when the adults are talking, you don't sit there. This is adult conversation. That's what I like to have on Clint's speech. I like to have adult conversation. You got to go. But I feel you on that. I understand you got to make sacrifices with your children. And again, just because we may not agree, we still go love. We still go respect. And I love sometimes when people disagree with me. And I say sometimes because some disagreements go left. I'm not talking about on here, but y'all know what I'm saying in life. But I love when people disagree with me sometimes because it gives me a different view where I ain't think about that. So I appreciate that. Stephanie said, I'm in Alabama. I enjoy when I'm available to tune in. What? Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. I appreciate that, Stephanie. Timberland, I appreciate it, Stephanie. In Alabama, that's what's up, man. Timberland said, my therapist said it's better for the kids to have two separate homes than one broken one. Wow, it destroys the concept of healthy relationships. Thank you, Angie. What's up, Mike Love? That's my guy. Hey, cuz, what's up, Angie? Timberland, let me read that again. She said her therapist said it's better for the kids to have two separate homes than one broken one. Wow. Wow. I had to read that again. Like, okay, it's better for the kids to have two separate homes than one broken home. It destroys the concept of healthy relationships. Man. Timberly, um, Yolanda, everybody that's looking, again, that's why I like to hear from y'all. Y'all be saying some stuff, man. It'd be like, even after the live, when I told y'all last week, I give everything on these. So either I'm gonna do two things, one or two things when I get off this live tonight. I'm either gonna go to sleep or I'm either gonna be up thinking about the live. Some of the stuff y'all have said basically. Y'all saying some stuff tonight. I love to hear perspective, two different perspectives. or more than one perspective. Um, it's cool, yeah, it's cool. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's cool when everybody agree. Now, here's another cliche, relationship wise. How do they say this? Opposites attract. That has been taken out of context so badly because even while I was coming up hearing that, opposites attract. The way that it was put and way that it was always being said when a person said that was like it's good for the opposites to be together. I will say it's good for opposites to be together when you're strengthening each other. Let me give you an example. If I'm not good with money, but De'Ara is, which she is, in that way, it's good that the opposites are together. I'm the type, I don't care what no man looking at this or look at afterwards is going to think when I say this. If I feel I'm not doing a good job with my money, which I am, I don't mind, De'Ara. This is my paycheck. Do what needs to be done, please. I trust you with my money. No, Doc, I can't do this. You weak, dog. You weak. Negro, you lay up and put yourself in her, but you don't trust her with your money? That don't add up, bro. That's just how I think. Husband and wife are what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. I ain't talking about F buddies. I'm talking about husband, wife, or however you want to put it. Married folk. When God says, hey, it's all good now. You mean to tell me you put your mouth on your wife, in her, whatever, but when it comes to your money, you secretive? That's y'all, though. I can't run nobody's marriage and I won't try to. It's just some stuff I don't understand. When you calling us weak and this, that, and the other, I just look at you like, bro, you a lot of folks on here be woofing and hollering and I used to drink milk too. I get the deep voice, but that don't mean nothing. It don't mean a daggum thing. It don't mean nothing. Anyway, Timberly said, I appreciate you, Crystal. Crystal, I miss y'all being on here, man. Y'all be having me crunk. I be looking at the clock like right now, it's 8:32. I need to be hopping off, but y'all keep cranking me up, making me think I'm saying some stuff, but I ain't going nowhere. Anyway, Timberly said if they can provide balance, yeah, otherwise not toxic. That's what I'm saying. Some of these cliches, and y'all know how I am about those. A lot of them don't make sense. Opposites attract. You mean to tell me I like to go, but you like to stay home? That's working? You mean to tell me she likes intimacy, but I don't? That's working? You mean to tell me I like to kick it with other couples? You don't? That's working? You mean to tell me she likes peace? I don't? That's working? That's opposites. They may attract, but that don't mean you're supposed to be together. I just learned a lot of things. That's why I don't care who tries to pull me away from what y'all call Christianity or following Christ. I ain't going nowhere because he reveals things to me that some of these folks out here be saying. I'll be like, man, that is so foolish. Keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. That is a lie from the pits of hell. I don't want an enemy around me. In the world would I want to keep the enemy closer than my friends for? How does this sound? France Jackson is the closest friend I got outside of De'Ara, but I got some enemies. Y'all stay closer to me. Well, see, the reason why I don't even want you to explain that. Don't tell me I don't want no enemies around me. Everybody don't belong in my house. I don't need Negroes over here all in my wife's face. I don't need to be over your house. That stuff is just cliche. It don't make no sense. You just want to have your cake and eat it too. That gummit is my cake and it's supposed to be eaten. What are you talking about? It don't make sense. Well, they're just saying you spoiled. Well, just say I'm spoiled, but don't especially cake. You playing with the wrong one about that, especially if it's white cake with the white icing and this buttercream. I don't do that little boy whipped cream stuff. I just Antoinette, y'all, I don't do that. Y'all don't. If you ever throw me a part and you bring me happy birthday and I see, man, you can get at the Prince. Give me that grown man love handle have you sitting on the side, just man, listen, give me that butter. Don't play with me like that. I'm a grown man out here. You just want to have your cake and eat it too. First off, it's my cake. I bet you it ain't been a cake in this house and never spoiled. You can ask the air that. I ain't never let one go to waste. I'm gonna eat my cake too. I know opposites attract. That don't mean they supposed to be together. And that's why some of these marriages messed up. That's why some of the children messed up, y'all. They seeing this stuff. What Jennifer talking about? Jennifer said, I believe opposites do attract because one has to fill the gap of the other. I'm the hothead and my husband is the calm one. Two hotheads not gonna work. Now that's another one. That's why I say, please talk to me, y'all. If I say something, Jennifer, oh my God, come and think about it. Didn't nobody mess with Jennifer in school, Lord. But she ain't do nothing but smile. Smart as a whip. Man, y'all have me laughing. Jennifer, you right. You right. You right. That can work, but not all opposites. I want y'all to hear the words I'm using. Now, this is outside of Jennifer, because Jennifer just spoke truth. Opposites attract. Let me just be blunt, y'all. Y'all know I like to be transparent. I see a lot of light-skinned women that's crazy about dark-skinned dudes. Why you don't want nobody light-skinned like you or dark-skinned like you, bro? A lot of them just attract like that. That don't mean they're supposed to be together. But like in Jennifer's case, it works out. That's what I'm saying. If it works out, fine. I'm talking about just because y'all opposites and y'all attract, that don't mean you're supposed to be together. Y'all bring children in these relationships, in these messed up homes. Again, if it can work out, it works out, y'all. If you disagree with me, you disagree with me. That's fine. I'm never gonna beat somebody up. I'm talking about me. What I would do if I'm in a messed up situation like that. And my children got to see that mama ain't happy. And or daddy ain't happy. And it's messed up if both of us ain't happy. What kind of environment does that say for us in this house? I can't speak for nobody else's house. I don't know. I just think it was just a waste of time to. I don't know. I just think it's somebody for everybody, y'all. And that's what I tell women. Yeah, I've had friend girls to ask me, why don't nobody want me? Why am I going to ever get married? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Um, Let me say this, y'all. Um, this is something y'all. Now we've been on here for over an hour, so sometimes I may flip a little bit, but it's gonna be in line with what we're talking about. Um, if you're a person that's old enough to be married and you desire to be married, if you've got the desire to be married, that means your partner is out there. I don't care what nobody say. Regardless of what anybody says, your partner is out there. I know y'all probably saying, where? Do what you do in the meantime. If it's reasonable, they're going to show up eventually. But let me say this too, mostly to the women, and I hope I don't run y'all off, but it amazes me how many women don't have real friends. A lot of women that I've seen, they have friends that's been around since kindergarten, but ain't nobody telling you the truth about you. Because I've heard plenty of women say over time, you just got to accept me for who I am. Sometimes who you are is messed up. You need to be delivered from some stuff. You need to be removed from some stuff. There's some stuff that may be turning these men off. Everything ain't the man's fault. Everything is not your fault, but everything ain't always on the man. These Negroes just low down. No, just the ones you mess with. They don't know how to treat a woman. Them just the ones you mess with. They got me messed up. Them just the ones you mess with. I'm going to tell y'all what helps. I'm not perfect. Sometimes you need to do what James said in the Bible. Behold yourself in the mirror. Look at you. Find out get a real friend. Get one of them folks who just, oh my God, I hate to say this, but your drunk uncle, your drunk next door neighbor, ask them how you look. Um, I'm really tripping, but I'm being serious. What they say, laughing but very serious. Crystal said, "Well, you need to come over here." I'm gonna get back to the topic. I promise you, Londa, but let me say this first. You need to hear from a real friend about you, because men too. Here's the thing: cliche. They just gotta accept me for who I am. No, they do not. Don't nobody have to accept you for who you are. You may need to change a few things. That don't mean you got to be perfect by the time that you meet your spouse. But as much as you can work on, you work on it, because you may have a bad attitude. You may shoot off too much. The man may want to see. Here's a problem in marriages too, where the man got to see the woman looking like hell at home, looking like Rambo coming to bed, but then go out there and be looking nice for everybody else just to go to the store, just to go. The man want to see that too. He want to see your nice looking feet, and you get home, it's just, "Oh, my feet cold." Well, why you got your toes out when you went to Walmart? And the dude at the register checking out your toe, why can't I check them out? Some stuff like that. That's why some people can't meet people, man. Y'all, you come to the right place, because I love you. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. And my pastor says something. I know you love me. I'll know if you love me if you tell me the truth. Don't sugarcoat nothing with me. Don't sugarcoat nothing with me. I mean, if you saw me at Kroger and you had to talk to me backwards because my breath was stinking, that you need to let me know. Because if I'm burning the back of your head up, please tell me. Don't let me go to the self-checkout line or stand behind somebody where they checking us out and I'm burning up purses in it. Don't do that. Talk to you, boy. Tell me the truth out of love. But let me get back to the subject before Yolanda jump through this screen. Let me see. Um, Crystal say he need to come on there. He coming, cuz trust me, he coming. Let me tell you something. I like what I see. That's my cousin, y'all. I'm talking about both ways, mama and daddy side. Um, Crystal, when she get on here, Crystal would take a pic. Crystal had her hair done. Crystal be dressed. But it be time where Crystal be tripping. Men love that. I promise you, he coming, Crystal. I always tell people in the meantime, if there is something, ask somebody that's going to be real with you, not trying to be a positive friend that's going to lie to you. Be honest. And if there's nothing to tell you about you, it's just a waiting game now. Keep doing what you do, because somewhere along the path that you're taking while you're going to work, and then every day you go home, on your way home, you stop by Kroger, and trust me, he probably not already seen you. Trust me. But find out what it is that maybe talk to a good male friend that don't want you, ain't trying to get with you. Talk with a good male friend. Say, man, what is it about me? But anyway, let's get back to the subject. You should be working on self while you're waiting on that husband or wife. That's right. That's right. But Yolanda said, back to the topic. Ray J is staying in the marriage because of possible alimony and child support. It's cheaper to keep her, or if he wants to keep a close, stable father figure relationship with his children. Yeah, that's what he said. Um, Now, Yolanda, let me say something about that cheaper to keep apart. But let me say this first. I agree with what you're saying. That's why he said he's staying, because his children are happy seeing him and his mother under the same roof. Basically, they're still together. They're not divorced. So he is sacrificing. And I want y'all to hear me. I'm not saying you're wrong for doing that. Anything you're hearing me say, anybody on here, I'm talking about Clint. Does Clint have all the answers? No. Is Clint right 100% of the time? No. I think that's why a lot of people can relate to me, because they think that about themselves. Like, man, I ain't perfect either. We can talk. I can't deal with perfection unless it's God himself. I can't deal with that. But yeah, you're right, Yolanda. But let me get on that cliche. It's cheaper to keep her. It is cheaper to keep her, but if it's costing you your peace, that is too expensive. It's not cheaper to keep her if she's costing you, or he's costing, or she, in this case, she's costing you your peace. It's not. Hey, have you seen Yolanda, y'all? Have y'all seen people? Listen, prime example. What's love got to do with it? Tina Turner, when they in court, y'all know that scene where I told you, you ain't got to instruct me to do nothing. High as a kite. Ask Tina Turner, you sure you don't want nothing? I don't want nothing but my name. I work too hard for it. He can have everything. The money, furniture, he can have the clothes. I need peace right now. I see what you're saying, Yolanda. So don't think that I'm just disagreeing with. I've heard that a lot. It's cheaper to keep her, man. If that woman is costing you your peace, judge how much you say I got to pay. I'll take another job. I want y'all to understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. They say you only live once, which that is not true. There's life after this, but on this earth, you only live once. I don't want to be stuck in nothing if I'm not happy. I just think, again, Yolanda, and I'm not just talking to her, anybody, everybody, I'm talking to all y'all. If a person feels the need to sacrifice for the sake of their children and stay in them, you are not wrong. Why am I leaning? You are not wrong for that. I'm not going to say you're wrong, brother. Let me put it like that. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I applaud people who sacrifice for their children. But if a person is going to pressure me to say, Clint, you need to think that way too. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm no, no. Um, Still got some years left. I'm talking about a person my age. If I'm not making De'Ara happy, let's just say some things have gone down, and in God's eyes, we have the right to divorce. I think De'Ara, I know De'Ara need to be happy. You need to be happy. You don't have to put up with Clint. You do not have to. And she looked, when I first told De'Ara that, she was like, I'm telling you, you don't have to put up with me. I'm not saying that in a bold way, in a negative way. I'm saying I know I'm a different breed of cat. I know I'm a different breed. I know. You don't have to put up with me. You don't. Because I know me. There are times, I'm serious, y'all. I'll be tripping with you when I get sleepy, or what De'Ara has seen and she be tripping. I don't do it no more, but I'm just snitching on myself now, y'all. I'm being transparent. Hungry? Oh, ain't nothing funny. I don't care nothing about nothing if I'm hungry. If I'm real hungry, unless I'm fasting, I ain't been on the fast. I've been on the slow. I've been eating, but I'm getting that under control. Not gonna start back, doing some stuff, working out or whatever. But um, man, yo, I'm a different cat, man. Like, man, folk be on here. Oh, he's so cool. Man, it's 10:30, man. I ain't ate nothing, man. Baby, you all right? No, no. Oh, he must be hungry. Yes, please, man. Y'all be talking about y'all stomach touch y'all back. I just don't. Man, I don't touch nothing. I don't know where it go. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, Antoinette, man. Antoinette, we can't have folk. Can't have the wives doing that. And I'm not bashing women. I'm gonna stay on the subject, y'all. We can't have. I don't want children growing up in me. I can't have mine growing up in an environment like that. But I'm saying, I just think it's kind of disrespectful, Antoinette, when you know the wife get all dolled up, all that church smelling good, and you know go out with her friends and they looking nice, got them nice jeans on, and got you know how y'all do it. Y'all got y'all walk together in the heels, and the husband, he's sitting at home waiting on her, and she hit the bed, and before you turn over, and she got that smell good still on her, and you look. Unless this is unless we doing role play, man, I don't think we gonna do nothing tonight. This joker looking like a straight up killer. Look like they done robbed every teller, every armor truck. How did you transform backwards like that? I don't think it's right, Antoinette. I just don't. I just don't. You know, the women look good and smiling all in the pastor's face and then come home and treat you like that. Just look like they just finna go to war and y'all on good terms. Like, well, I got to see you looking like this, but they get to see you looking like that. I don't think it's right, Antoinette. Toes looking good and getting the bed, got socks on thick as a dinosaur back. No, we ain't, I don't like that. I don't think that's right. Antoinette, that ain't cool. But anyway, Angie, that's my fault right there, y'all. That's my fault. There's two sides to every coin. So check yourself before you wreck yourself. What, Angie? Cliche. I'm just tripping. We all have room to improve in some areas. So stop going on the defense, blaming somebody else for your own shortcomings. Tell yourself the truth about you. Y'all listen. Are y'all getting some marital tips, some relationship tips while we talking about this certain subject? Y'all, Angie, on it. That's men too. But women be the main ones want to be married. So that's why I say women. So don't think I'm bashing the women or picking on the women. But for the women, listen to what they're saying. In the meantime, work on you. You just gotta accept. Don't know. Your friends ain't telling you. Your so-called friends ain't telling you. Ain't nobody gotta accept you for you. Some of this stuff about you ain't right. Get it together, y'all. And listen, you've never heard me. I've always called the women beautiful. That's something me and De'Ara know. So don't nobody think I'm disrespecting. Don't nobody get ugly because you get married. We ain't finna lie. I just don't believe in that. De'Ara, man, we be sitting there and she'll say, man, I was talk about some man, handsome guy, good looking dude. I don't be sitting there like, really? I mean, I know my stomach poked out a little bit, De'Ara, but god dog, man, we don't do that. We don't do that. You got to be some kind of insecure. No, but man, if you want to be married and ain't nobody trying to marry you, but you're old enough to be married, there's a reason why. And it ain't always everybody else. That's what I'm saying. It ain't always everybody else. If your friend is always telling you that girl is them, those I ain't telling you to leave them alone, but get the advice again. That would be stupid. I was just gonna say, man, talk to somebody who really don't like you. They'll tell you everything they don't. Somebody that's hating on you, they'll tell you everything negative about you, even if it ain't true. And you might pick out of 10 things they say, a couple of them like, man, that is true. I do be doing that. Y'all know, let me say this real quick before we get back on the subject. Burning up person. Timberly, quit reminding me of that now. We offer that, Timberly. I'm just late getting to the comments, but I'm just messing with her. I hope I ain't did nobody like that at Kroger. Hey, Clint. Hey, like, ooh, Clint, stop speaking. Clint speaks. But anyway, let me get to these comments, y'all. Let me get to these comments. I know I was finna say something, but I'll give them all of it. I'll come on here looking busted. That's what I don't understand. Something now listen. Let me say something in defense of y'all. Sometimes you're just dealing with a bunch of immature dudes too. Sometimes. Outside of you looking at you, look at you first. Let me tell y'all why I don't go at De'Ara. One of the reasons why I just don't go with her by every little thing she do wrong. I remember I was in my first marriage and I'm at work going in about this and going in about that. And I'm just talking, y'all. It's just a couple of dudes standing around that I knew, and I was wrong for talking about my marriage at the time. I was just frustrated. I'm wrong. And an old dude, I guess he couldn't take it no more. He was an older guy. And I'm saying I was in my 20s at the time. And this dude had to have been in his 60s or 70s. He said, young man, I knew I was in trouble. I don't know him. I can't picture him today. I don't know what he looked like. He said, Can I talk to you for a second? I said, yes, sir. He said, son, I don't know you. He said, but I have heard you talk just now. He said, whenever there's a situation and you're involved in it, see what part you played in it first. And he walked off. I said, yes, sir. I haven't perfected that yet. I've honestly been trying to, but that's one reason why I don't do that, because not just because I have faults too, because sometimes De'Ara needs to tell me about Clint. But sometimes De'Ara will hold her peace and be like, he human. I do her the same way. That's why I don't do that. But anyway, let's get to some of these comments. Um, Timberlake says, say that I'll sleep in my car before I let a nigga beat me, make me unhappy again. You know, the word of God, even though he was talking about the woman, he was saying a husband would rather sleep on the roof rather than deal with a contentious woman. And the same way go for men. But listen to that. He would rather sleep on the roof. Most people don't stay still when they sleep. That's bad. You would take a chance on falling off the roof while you rolling in your sleep instead of being in the house with a contentious person. Somebody who's always just negative and just got the wrong energy. I ain't even believe in all that for a minute, but it's like people do have good and negative energy. Who wants to, again, why did you even get married if you knew you was gonna carry on like this? And the children are seeing this. They're involved. But they ain't involved. Yes, they are, because they are part of you. They seeing this, good or bad. What do you want them to see? Are you going to live a lie in front of them children and y'all going to play like you're happy? Let me tell y'all something. If a child that is 2 years old can unlock your phone and or your tablet, 2 or 3 years old, I'm talking about I can put the password in, know how to swipe and get to YouTube and watch what they want to watch. Trust me, they can pick up on whether you're lying or not at times. They know if you're not happy or not. They may not be able to comprehend, but they know something is off. The energy ain't there. If a child who is less than a year old can smile when you put them in uncle arm or auntie arms, and they just be smiling, and then when you try to get them back, they won't. But then somebody else can read for them and they start crying. They know there's an energy. Man. Y'all can say what y'all want. There's some good stuff right there, y'all. A child, a baby even knows. So whether you faking the funk, you and your wife or you and your husband, man, them children will get 16, 17 years old. Dad, mama, with all due respect, I know y'all not happy. What you talking? You the one live the lie. Don't holler at them. I know y'all not happy. Y'all ain't never been happy. As long as I've been able to comprehend, you ain't happy, man. That stuff. But again, like Yolanda was saying, hey, you have some cases to where, that may work out. I'm not in everybody's house. Again, Crystal said, I'll pay you to stay away from me if you're costing me my peace. That's me. Well, the attorney said, what'd he say? How much? All right. I got to be at peace, man. I mean, if I don't get but one life on this earth, be that gumbo. I'm finna be in my 80s looking like I was in my 50s and 40s. Like, man. Oh. Then y'all finally decide to leave. Here you 60, 70 years old, your children happy as ever in their relationship, if they can make somebody happy. Now you over the hill, you at somebody's club with Stacey Adams and Stars jeans with the crease in the front and don't nobody want, man, no, man. No, man. No, man. Church socks on was, no, man. Church socks on a Saturday, man. That's terrible. You trying to catch somebody in the club and here you got high blood pressure. No. No, man. I'm straight. Them pants be so starched up, the one to stand in the corner by themselves, and they just all you gotta do is just hop in them. And they darn near walking, and you can't get nobody. You just stayed in the marriage for 30 years. You wasn't happy, man. I'm not, man. Man, you looking at your children like, damn, I wish I were you. Mm-mm. Anyway, Antoinette said, right, I kept my last name, but left everything else. I don't mind starting over peacefully. I see you, anime. Antoinette said, give me my name. Worked too hard for it. I'm just tripping. I'm just tripping. Just say that I'll sleep in my car before I let anybody make me unhappy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, that's what will you stop it? She said, can you not use us as examples? Okay, baby. You and she playing, but I try not to, but I just don't know who else to say. Antoinette said, okay, woo, or sleepy or hungry, just don't even talk to me, man. What you saying? What you saying, man? I'm a different man, just man. But I didn't got better. According to the era, I got better, y'all. I get hungry. I'm patient. I'm patient, and it's funny. And I'm gonna snitch on myself again, Crystal, y'all. I don't care if I buy the food or De'Ara buy the food. I bring the food in, or De'Ara bring the food in. Me and Prince be sitting at the table like that. We don't touch it till she bring it to us. She be laughing like, man, we didn't got spoiled now. Like, wow, I'm not reaching in the bag, separating the food. I bought this for you. You put your little pretty fingers in there, do it. I know y'all probably like Clint, really, man. Anyway, she said, not Ray Ray or Pookie. What you talking about, black hole, Timberly? Timberly. Y'all gotta watch Timberly. Shine said, what's up with you and these toes? I ain't said it but like 7 times. Nah. I'm a foot man. I mean, Shine. Don't y'all take this the wrong way, man. But you got folks out here putting their tongue in and everywhere. I just like feet, man. That's just me. I like my woman pretty feet. I like pretty feet, man. That was just. I'm a real man, Shine. I just feel like a woman's body parts, you supposed to be crazy about that. You feel me? Like, man, De'Ara, man, don't touch me. And she be putting her, that's all right. I take that too. It's your elbow. It don't matter. You here now? Like, it's just something about them feet, man. Just, I don't know. I don't want to get into that. And I'm not getting hot talking about toes, Shine. But anyway, Robert Lee said women need to ask themselves, why do I want to be married? Especially if you got children. Now, y'all got Shine. Don't hold it. You know. You know. Anyway, yeah, Robert, they do, man. They do. Um, Men need to make sure they're ready too, but women do need to ask that. Why do you want to be married? Is it for security? Is it for just to say I got married? Is it because you want to? Because a lot of people that had good weddings, big weddings, expensive weddings, and got divorced literally within the next 6 months. So was it just for the wedding? Was it, were you not ready? Did nobody warn you? Hey, y'all listen. Y'all listen. We still on the subject now. We still on the subject. But for those who feel like we got off the subject, we really didn't, because Ray J was talking about his marriage and we're talking about the children. I mean, this is about you and the children now. So marriage, somebody should have told you that fine hunk of a man who got them nice looking eyes and that nice looking bone structure and that nice physique that you like. Whether some women like them big, and some of them like them muscular, some of them like them small. You got women who like different things. Some of them like men that small would have look good. Some of them don't like that. I'm telling you what I know. I've been there during the 49 years, heard a lot of things, and I'm not being funny with what I'm about to say. Women like different things, man. And behind all of that, you mean tell me they didn't tell you that dude got to go to the bathroom eventually? They didn't tell you that sometimes up under that cover, if he was too tired and all he can do is take a shower or a bath and get in the bed, he meant to cut them toenails. You dealing with 10 butcher knives. They ain't tell you, they didn't tell you that sometimes while you can't sleep at night, when you see that cover do like this here, and you be like, what is that? And then you hear it, they ain't tell you that man, them beans you fed him, they taking effect now. They didn't tell you that. You ready to leave? You can't. No, you in the marriage now, baby. You can't do that. You can't go. Or when you wake up, the first couple of days, 'cause I don't know what it is. When you're on your honeymoon, that first day you wake up, your breath don't be like that. For some reason, it's as if God is sparing both people. And you wake up and you kiss each other like, man, this sweet, lovely. Like I can still taste the mint she had at the reception. Oh Lord, but that second or third night, like they said about on that third day, oh, that bad breath got up with all power. Oh Lord. They didn't tell you that dude was going, your side of the pillowcase white, but his side brown. The other side of your pillowcase brown where he was turning to. Hey, baby. Whew. Yeah, you got to be, yeah. Yeah. He gonna get hungry 3-4 times a day. They ain't tell you that. Yeah, you can't just leave now. So yeah, you gotta be ready for that. That's real insecure behavior, said Timberly. Yolanda said, when you're well, look, BS said, look in the mirror to see what I did. Yeah, look in the mirror, see what you did wrong. It ain't all. And again, when y'all come on here, what I want y'all to do, you don't even have to say clear speech. Just say I heard it somewhere. Somebody didn't sugarcoat it. Somebody loved me enough to tell me the truth. I had to look at this. Y'all gonna look at other people's posts now and be like, man, my eyes are open now. Like, y'all, it ain't always the dudes. It ain't always the women. Sometimes it's me. I need to change me. I'm pushing folks away. Anyway, when you're sacrificing for your kids, you're giving up your own peace. Those ways they just deal with the other spouse until the right moment to leave. And they will. So you have to be patient. She said, you so funny. I do nothing wrong. What are you talking about? You right, Dear. You don't do nothing wrong while you sleeping, girl. And I can't find you. Don't do nothing wrong while you sleeping. Dear, don't y'all say my baby do nothing. She don't do nothing wrong while she sleep. Tell me she don't do nothing wrong. That girl, that'll trip. Timberly, that's how you gotta do to Timberly. She over here clowning with the arrow, boy. I tell you. What's up, Auntie? Yeah, misery do love company, Timberly. What's up, Tori? That's my auntie, y'all. Please, people wear a mask. Your London trip, if I rub off of it, I would be like, chill with my 30-year-old dude in diapers. Yeah, you know what, man? Oh man, y'all. I was changing prints one time, and I was like, it just hit me like, wait a minute, man, I'm 49. Oh my God, I do not want to wear a pamper, y'all. Anyway, and yeah, I'm late on the comments. Tamika said about 30 hours ago, I'm just getting to it. I left a 13-year marriage for the sanity of my daughter. Wow. Wow. I feel you, man. I feel you. Timberly said, you said some people's stomach touching their backs. You don't know where yours goes. Hence black hole on Ray Ray. He said some women look like robbers and murders for being. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to get through these comments. T Pat, what's up, T Pat? She said marriage is beautiful when two people are building together. The ceremony is not the most important part. Marriage ages. Marriages work. Marriages is constant work. Constant work. And that's De'Ara reminds me of that in the most loving way. Like, you used to do this, man. You need to take me out such and such. I got to get on my job, y'all. I admit. You know what? I'm gonna quit coming on here, De'Ara. Why don't you hop off? I'm all sentimental. I'm sick of it. Being all nice. What's up, Tony? That's my guy. What's up, Tony Sanford? As human, we can't be superficial. Those things, those looks, we can't be superficial. Those looks change. They do. Sean said, I've heard older people say marriage isn't about being happy. It's about duty, responsibility. I mean, not that I disagree. Not that I disagree. I just think you should be happy. And again, this is Clint. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, Sean. I'm just adding to that. I just think you should be happy with it. I just, I don't see the need to get married and now you got duty, responsibility. That's it. It's man, it's just this is not in response to you, Sean. This is just me thinking out loud now. What we call fairy tale relationships, do y'all know sometimes in that they can actually exist? Like you can literally, for the first time when you do that first kiss, you have that first kiss with your woman, your man, and he's holding you or you holding her, and y'all standing outside the restaurant or outside her house or apartment. Don't y'all know y'all can have that same feeling throughout the rest of your life? They call it fairy tale. That's not fairy tale. Look at Song of Solomon or Songs of Solomon, however you want to pronounce it in the Bible. Don't nobody really go there. You don't hear nobody preaching or teaching about that because they got down and said some stuff. I mean, they was talking. I'm just gonna go and say they was talking freaky. Them folks were getting down. Solomon and whoever this woman was. You should be able to. What am I gonna marry you for? And we just working and going to church. That has got to be the most boring. We ain't gonna ever play cards over our folks' house. I ain't gonna get to smack the table and man, we ain't gonna shoot no domino. We ain't gonna play no dominoes to shoot no. We ain't gonna play domino. You ain't gonna come to watch me hoop. I ain't gonna go to watch you dance. You mean tell me all that's over because we got marriage and all it is just, hey, you got bills and children now. Man, I could have stayed single for that. She could have stayed single. That's torture. Man, that's torture. You done went through all this. I do, marriage license, and well, we married. All right. Want to go somewhere this weekend? Whatever. No, I got to pay his bills, so I'm going to work. All right. If my man be working, man, Negro ain't ever at home. That's y'all marriage, man. I don't know. You should want to kiss sometimes and look at some toe. Anyway, um, oh, I thought I was in trouble. Dear made a face. Nope, my niece, my niece does. I see you, Auntie. Um, nice. Ooh, marriage idea. What's up, Mitch? Dear be on here tripping. Marriage is a full-time job, and second job is Mitch. I'm not finna, man. Crystal not finna pull up on me, man. Stop, stop, man. Pray and twerk. Tamika, I'm putting you on full time, man. Listen, y'all, everything finna stop now. I know listen. We on the second part of the live now. Some folks said, forget them kids, man. We talking about something else. Forget them kids. We talking about marriage now. Listen, if y'all women, Tamika said it now. Now that's she said it. I ain't snitching on nobody, but Tamika Dolores Chambliss, she said it. She said it. Yeah, men love women who can pray, but Lord, if I have to give you my Steve Harvey, boy, I tell you something. What me? Oh, Lord. Oh, you best twerk up in here first. I tell you that. I tell you that, player. I tell you that. You better not be twerking on the front porch either. Mm, mm, mm. Angie, your cousin don't mean no harm. I'm just, but a woman who can pray and work with the T in front of it, oh my God. De'Ara. With some pretty feet. Lord have mercy. Ben. Mitch, I work that second job, boy. Y'all can say what y'all want about Dietrich Haddon wife twerking on. She ain't even twerk on him. You'll be mad at this Christian. He don't carry himself like a Christian. I don't care what you say. You should have accepted Christ when I was ministering to him, up to you about him. But since you didn't, watch us work over here. That gummit. I see you, mama. Y'all, man, listen. Children shouldn't have to grow up in a household like that. They ought to see daddy sometimes. Hey, girl. And daddy meant that too. Anyway, black. Oh my God. Well, Miss say black folk changed the concept of marriage. Marriage has always been for a financially gain, and just so happened if y'all fall in love, well, the Western world is only people marry for love, and whites rarely marry for love. Let me tell you one thing, Mitch. Boy, I must be a Westerner. I ain't married for no financial gain. I'm gonna tell you that now. I ain't want the era. Listen. I ain't studying no money. I saw Diera dance and I said, "Hey!" Whatever that means in Arabic or Hebrew. And that's all I'm gonna tell you, Mitch. And we're gonna go to the next comment. I said, "Hey!" Whatever that means. Yeah, I told you I speak another language now. Mm. Um, I'm sorry, Ed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't talk about that flip-flop Timberland. I just don't understand if you are married. How your children, how your kinfolk ain't never seen y'all just almost just pet that thing one time. I don't understand how you got that much control and you decided to get married. That government, I can make all the money by myself. Matter of fact, I already got approved for the house. I had my car. That one, man, listen, I want De'Ara to share in this. It's your palace, baby. I wanted her to share in this. Like Fred Sanford said, this is your empire when I leave. But no, y'all, I'm having fun. I'm having fun, y'all, but I'm being serious. Now, I'm not here to change anybody's mind about their marriage. I think when it comes to speaking on folks' marriage, I really think people need to keep their mouth off of people's marriage, man. However you do your marriage, if that works out for you and your spouse, leave that alone. I don't think unless a person is coming to you to pour out to you because they're hurting or they just need somebody to talk to or need an opinion, was I wrong for this? Was I wrong for thinking like this? I think at that time, yeah, you can speak on it, but I'm not going to speak on Mitch or nobody else's marriage. I like what they got going over there. Man, you just don't even feel nothing bad with them folks. So I'm just saying, using them as an example. However their marriage is, that's their marriage. But for Clint, man, I heard Sharita Jakes, TD Jakes say this about his wife. Yeah, I said TD Jakes. Now, this was some years back. I don't too much watch folks on TV no more like that because it's just, I don't know. It's just, y'all, I did a live a couple of weeks ago. I know the church is within us, but we also call the building the church. Let's quit playing. We call that the church too, even though it's not. But it just ain't the same, y'all. But TD Jakes' wife, Sharita, said this some years back about her husband. She said, I don't care if we are in a cardboard box as long as I'm with you. That's the type of woman I was talking about. De'Ara said it about a month ago. She said, I don't care if we in a box as long as I'm with you. You can't beat a marriage like that, man. I ain't talking to nobody. I'm just talking right now. You can't beat a marriage like that. A child should love to come up in an environment like that. Mom and daddy can't. She told me this. She told me today. She said, and I was setting up as a matter of fact. She said, Clint, she said, it's fun being with you. She said, and then we work from home. I do what I do from home. You do your job from home. We're around each other all day, and I don't get tired of that. You know how that feels? That ain't even about no money. It ain't about no house. It ain't about no bills. She just made that about me. Y'all know how that feels, man. I'm just saying, I don't get it. I hear what y'all saying, but I don't get it. Marriage, marriage. You've decided to give her your last name. She's honored to take on your last name, and all for money or all for financial security or all for sex. That's it. I, again, marriage, from what I've learned and what I've studied in the Word of God, I'm just going to go here for a second because I don't want to hurt nobody. But it was styled after Christ in the church. Unconditional love. Unconditional. And let me tell y'all this. You don't have to do this, but I've cheated on him. I know this sounds weird. Excuse me, but there have been times to where I committed idolatry and I didn't even know. I didn't know. There are some people that watch me that's committing idolatry right now. They don't know. Well, I just thought these figurines and memorabilia was cool to bring in my house. No, that's idolatry. It shouldn't be in there. That's probably one reason why you and your husband ain't getting along, because y'all done brought this mess up in y'all house. Well, I just like Africans. Some of this stuff ain't right. Some of that stuff in your house sitting up on your shelf right now is not of God. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know I've never lied to you, and I never will. There have been some cases of people that let it be known the Holy Spirit told me or showed me that this painting was not right, showed me that this woodwork was not right. Once we got it out of our house, I noticed it's been a lot more peaceful. People have said that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If I'm gonna come on here, y'all, and y'all gonna spend time with me, you may as well get something out of it. Sometimes your child is acting weird and funny and fearful because it's something in your house that shouldn't be there. Sometimes they're watching stuff that is purposely trying to put the spirit of fear on your child or on you or on your wife. I don't watch horror movies. I don't need to see demons all in people. I don't need to see stuff like that. I don't want to see stuff like that. If God had me to deal with that out in the open, fine. But we don't watch some stuff I don't want to invite in this house, man. Some folk don't need to be around you and or your spouse and or your children. Trust me, I've seen cases like that too. Husband and wife doing good, Mitch. They invite couple over, couple come over, y'all laugh, you trip, and you feel a little funny, and you ain't thinking nothing of it, and then they leave you and your wife or your husband into it. They done dropped off a spirit over there. Oh, y'all, you might not believe in it, but trust me, there's a whole nother spirit realm out here that people love to deny. I don't believe nothing. You ain't got to believe nothing about the word of God. You don't have to. That's your choice. Trust me, Adam and Eve messed around and found out. It's your choice. You don't have to. It ain't gonna stop nothing. There's still demons out here. They still out here. Some of them have been assigned to your marriage because they know the husband can't quit lusting. They know the wife can't quit lusting. The husband may be lusting after different type of sex or different type of woman. The woman might be lusting after a different type of marriage or a different type of financial security. And she just can't quit thinking about how it was with her ex and how it is with these folks on Facebook. Them cars they got, those ain't fake. Now you don't know how they got them, but it just looked like they got it together. And she just can't quit doing that. So the spirit of confusion has been assigned to y'all. And you look back and you be like, man, we don't even know why we was arguing. It's because it was assigned to y'all. Get some of this stuff out your house. Quit watching certain things on TV, certain reality shows. If you're not strong enough, quit watching them. They get paid for that. I'm an actor. I know. Yes, sometimes some stuff is real, but a lot of that stuff is scripted. They know how to act. Some reality TV is not reality. It's not real. Mhm. Say that. Don't the men act like that. Yeah, don't the women act like that. Y'all, I've seen it to where people can't even talk to each other as man and wife, husband and wife, because they too busy blaming each other off of something they see on TV. It's been assigned to you. Some things ain't been assigned to you. You done went for it. Anyway. I don't want to, you know what? I'm just gonna have to talk. Marriage is supposed to be a friendship and partnership. Let's talk about that for a second, Tamika. That is the part that me and De'Ara came to a conclusion on. We was talking one day, and I remember telling her, people forget, where a lot of marriages mess up at. She was like, boy, I said friendship. They forgot to be friends. Listen, y'all. Listen. Ain't nothing like. Now, we didn't talk about the opposites attracting, but what about the same attracting? What about the husband liking football and this girl that you found out was so attractive, she liked football? I want to go to the game too. Cool, let's go. You wear your Pittsburgh jersey, I wear my Titan jersey. Let's roll. Let's do it. And I'm gonna let the folks know I'm all Pittsburgh. Well, I'm gonna let them know I'm Tennessee. Let's have fun. And ain't nobody gonna say nothing to us. Y'all on one accord. How beautiful is that? Shine. You meet somebody, Clint meet somebody, De'Ara. Oh, I love them toes, girls. She's like, I like for you to like them. What? Girl? Oh, what time is it? Because Big Daddy getting off here in a few. Y'all finna go to sleep. Y'all not finna be holding me up. What y'all talking about, man? I just saw a message. I thought somebody was tripping. Man. One accord? They like what you like. You like what they like. I love to read. I like to read too. We ain't got no problems here. Let's go. Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble it is. You know what? I know some of y'all will think this corny. That's a good first date too. You in a quiet environment. Ain't nobody got to be cussing nobody out because you don't like them. At least get a good look at my one on a blind date one time, man. I was in, I hate to say a blind date, but it was a dance at a school. And you know, I wasn't getting no compliments or nothing, but I just wasn't at that age, I was so young. I didn't know nothing about I wasn't thinking whether I looked good or not, but I just felt like I deserved better because my blind date looked blind. Like, I mean, the glasses looked like they had glasses in them, and she was tall and had dark lips. Like nowadays, you would think she smoked weed, but I'm like, man, I was young. I think it was elementary, like sixth grade, fifth grade. I think fourth or fifth grade. I'm like, that girl that got something behind her. Where your shape at? I'm just looking like she was, hey, I'm like, Daddy, daddy, daddy. He couldn't hear me. He done left. I'm stuck with this blind date. Man, this girl, man, like she, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, back then, I don't laugh at it now, but back then it was just, man, your glasses. So you mean tell me if somebody while we slow dancing and I didn't want to do that, if somebody bump you from the back, your glasses fall off, it's just over. You not go find your way home. Like, it's that bad in the sixth grade. At the time, I'm like, I don't believe in calling nobody ugly. Y'all don't hear me call folks that. I don't believe in that. But for the sake of time, she was ugly. UGLY. You got to love yourself. And she was one of them. And I got set up. And when we slow dance, it was just one of them rock side by side because I had to look up at her. And I know I was tall, but this was just, it was very awkward. And she was smiling. And I tried to, but I just can't be fake, man. Like, this ain't working. We didn't even try to go together. It was like I broke up with her before we tried to see if we could be. Anyway, um, hey Laura, I'm sorry. I ain't really ain't talked to Laura since high school. That over 30 years ago, and she go think I be cutting up all the time. I don't be cutting up all the time. I cut up like a tithe, a tenth of the time. But anyway, no reality is real. Most are fake. That's right. Marriages that's based off of sex normally end in infidelity. Mm. Tamika be preaching. I don't know if y'all done seen Tamika on here, but she be on it, man. She be on it. Mitch said every now and then you gotta tell her something sexy and she just blushing. Kids gotta see that. Lord, if you find a couple that loves the same thing, man, you're winning. That's what I'm saying, Mitch. That's what I'm saying, Mitch. For those that saying, hey, I thought we were talking about, well, y'all should have came between 7:30 and 8:30. Now we on something different. And if y'all don't let me go within the next 10 minutes, we might talk about some house shoes and a robe or something that De'Ara was talking about buying me. It was a even though she wasn't, it was a robe with the W, you know, and it was a nice looking robe. Looked like I had money. She was looking at it, even though she ain't looked at it yet, but she was looking at it, Auntie, and I think she wants to buy it for me, just because. So I'm gonna let her do it, anyway. Because I do tell my wife she's sexy. I do tell her that, Miss. She said I don't tell her enough. She said I done start telling her more, you know. But since y'all brought up that a part of marriage is about finances, and I'm making it up, I just think she needs to buy me that robe, so you know, I can at least check the paper like a 50-year-old, even though I'll be 50 next year. I can check the paper like a 50-year-old and wave at the neighbors coming by in my drawers. See, I just feel like I'm at that age now where I should be able to do that, and I'm covered up with them slippers on, Mitch. Hey, dear, Mitch said on here too. I don't know if you saw the comment. He gonna invite us over for that barbecue. He been promising me for the last 10 years. But let's get to these comments real quick. Tony said he went on a blind date at the prom in Madison, Wisconsin. And that exact, oh no, Tony, not you too. No, Tony. Man, that girl sounds so nice over the phone. I remember, man. I think I'm serious. I probably was like 11 or 12. I was young, man. And she sounded so, back then we said fine. She sounds so fine. Oh my gosh, she had the sweetest voice, man. I walked in there and I darn near walked past her, Tony. I don't forgot her name, but I'm like, I'm looking for her. I don't know if I asked her, I'm saying, have you seen, do you know I'm supposed to be meeting? She said, that's me. Like, your last name? She was like, yeah. And she looked at me like, why you asking about my last name? Because I was hoping that it was, man, that girl looked like a burnt up big bird without the feathers, man. I don't know what, like, Lord forgive me. I repent. I ain't gonna say it no more. But let me get one more time. She had to love herself at the time. I don't know how she looked now. I'll never forget her face though. That was one time I was like, can I say what I really want to say? And I thought about my dad. I had so much respect for him. I thought I was gonna get a whooping for, you know, but that broke me up. And I'm glad, like a lot of y'all ain't, I'm glad that Facebook and a lot of social media came out. Even though it's not all the way honest, but at least, let me send a pic. What's your profile? If the pictures ain't adding up, we can't meet up. But like snap yourself. Cause I can't do that no more. That haunted me, Tony. And it hurt me, man. It hurt me for life, dude. Another thing that hurt me for life, I don't know if any men on here, I'm gonna say this real quick and I'm gonna get to some of the comments. I don't know if any of y'all done been through what they call third degree. Third degree is when you meet the parents of the young lady and they just question you. They just roasting you, man. I got third degree one time. A girl asked me to come over. I was 14. Asked me to come over. I was not thinking. And I think I was 14. I couldn't drive. I didn't have my license. She was like, come on. My I right now? She's like, yeah, my address is such and such, such and such. I'm like, okay. So I get over there. My dad had dropped me off, man. He just waited to see the door open and he left, which he was supposed to do. It's 8, 9 o'clock at night, man. It's a living room full of family. And they I literally, it was so many people they said, you come on in. And I knew right then, I'm like, oh man, this don't sound right. I had to step over one of her cousins. You can sit down. And they all took turns grilling me, man. What you think you was finna do when you came over here at 9 o'clock at night? Who your folk? Where y'all from? No, I need to know about this, that, and the other. And I'm just answering questions. Some folk laughing and sniggling. They roasted me, man. I was right now I'm ticked off about it. Man, I was scarred so bad, Tony. You know all my children, man. One word about Dee Dee, because they had to see me. But Isaac and Elijah made me so mad. I told them, Tony, I begged them. I said, man, when y'all go to meet the parents, take me with you. I had all the wrong intentions. Anybody gets smart, you can get it in your house. My cousin Angie know me. You can get it. And I ain't the toughest dude out there. I'll never say that. But that gummit, you gonna have to kill me. You're not gonna roast my sons like I got roasted. That scarred me. To this day, I don't do third degree stuff, man. I don't handle that. Prince, I told De'Ara, when he gets old enough to date, when he goes to meet the parents, I'm taking him. I'm walking in the house with him. Are you who? I'm his daddy. Well, y'all want to talk to me too then. Any question y'all want to ask, where his folks, who his folks, your boy can answer them. I got it. Because you're not finna take turns roasting that one. Oh, it messed me up, man. I had some times, man, before now, Tony. That's why I act the way I act, man. But anyway, 10 years, what you talking about 10 years? I don't know what you're talking about, dear. Yeah, Laura, I be on here, Laura. I be straight serious. Tonight, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know I ain't never snitched on nobody. That ain't never been me. And you've been knowing me since. Laura been knowing me for over 35 years. I know. Because we went to Trevin together and we ain't just show up in the 12th grade. So she know I was what they call silly in high school. I don't know where they got that from. But I'm usually serious on here, and you never heard me snitch. But Tony is the one that's the cause of this. He got me doing it. Him and Tamika and De'Ara. So you got to talk to them about that. But don't tell them I told you. But anyway, Tamika said marriage isn't hard when you're married to the right person. Exactly. Talk to De'Ara because I told De'Ara you got the right one. Why you around here talking about whooping me and hitting me and stuff, man? Like y'all, and I'm saying this So y'all can know if you ever see a black eye, it wasn't because I got hit with a basketball. De'Aaron done started hitting back. I mean, she done started hitting first now. So anyway, Ben said I went on the internet blind. Oh Lord, Ben. Boy, you messing with them killers, them Uber killers. Don't do that, Ben. Internet blind date. We got to have a talk, man. You got to be led by the spirit before you do that. Ben said I went on the internet blind date. Boy, you went blind. She was way bigger than the photo. The man said she was way big. I'm sorry. I can't read the rest of that, Ben, because we. I'm sorry, Jadarius nephew. I'm sorry, man. This De'Ara, she got me cutting up, man. It's all Tony's fault, man. Talk to Tymeek and them. Oh my God, Ben. Let me scroll back up. I think I didn't. Lisa, I like FaceTime, so I can exactly, Lisa. There you go. There you go. De'Ara, quit snitching. This ain't first 48. They're going. You ain't even got in the interrogation room. You already snitched. Quit snitching so much. Little snitching, little Joe. All she do is snitch. Called my mama the other day and snitch. Like, man, really? Come on, man. Y'all know I don't start nothing. But anyway, Ben said he went on an internet blind date. He didn't just say she was big. He said she was way bigger than the photo. I went on and made the most of it, had a decent time, and never called again. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, man. Um, but you got to stay off them big back black websites, man. You got to you can't. You can't go on thick.com, Ben, and expect nobody to be small, Ben. You know, but me, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. Um, I had a couple of, you know what though? I don't want nobody to think I'm, because that's not me, man. That's not me. But Ben said it, you know. I don't care what side you, as long as you clean. I mean, I ain't talking about for me. I'm saying, as long as you clean, you cool with me. I don't, as long as you clean, as long as you clean. But to be honest with you now, if you seriously, now this is all jokes aside, because I want nobody to think that I'm laughing at big folk. I'm not, because to be honest with you, I done had some big folks to walk past me and smell way better than folks my size or smaller. So, and hey, it's some big women that are attractive out here. So I don't want y'all to seriously. I don't want y'all to think that I'm laughing. It's just the way he put it in the comments. He just said he was way bigger than. You know, he could have just said she was a little big. She was way. But anyway, y'all. Let me see what time it is. It is 9:43 Central Standard Time. Look, I appreciate y'all being on here. Um, Ben, um, we got to talk, man, because we can't be doing the internet blind date now. Internet, you got to pick one. You do internet or you do blind date. You can't do internet blind because that's blind. You don't know what you're getting. Listen, y'all, on a serious note, I don't know if y'all saw this, but on Instagram, there was a video that was put up. It was a short vid of an Uber driver. He's an older black guy, looked like he's probably in his early 60s. And there was a black woman, a black girl, however, like she was young in her 20s. You can tell she was young. She got in the back seat, real calm. And this just happened. Real calm, y'all. Got in the back seat, and she said, "Hurry up. He finna start shooting. Hurry up." And he was like, "What?" And he hit the gas, and all you're somebody was shooting at the car. She using the Uber driver as a getaway driver. Y'all be careful out here. Being on a serious note, I'm tripping tonight, but on a serious note, y'all be careful out here, man. I know this. The live started off talking about, would you Would you stay in an unhappy marriage for the sake of keeping your children happy? And y'all gave me some good responses on that. It went from that to the second half of this talking about marriage, being happy in marriage. And but before I go, I have to tell y'all, be careful, man. Seriously. Um, Somebody was actually shooting at that man's car. And y'all know bullet don't care how tough you are, it don't care what color you are, it don't care if you're racist or not, if you're Christian or not, it don't care. Y'all be careful. Whether you are Ubering or you're using Uber, whether you're going on a date, blind date, whether you're on a dating site, not. Be careful if you're getting involved with somebody that's already a parent. Um, I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it. I know personally that if you get cool with somebody's daughter, child, I had that. I don't know if I should say it, but I had that happen to whereas the mom was telling the daughter, "Don't be wrestling with no grown man because everybody ain't got the right mind. Everybody ain't in their right mind." It wasn't long after that I was gone. I ain't no molester. You'll never read about me even being fingerprinted downtown. I don't know what it feels like in the back of a police car. I thank God for that. I'm not bragging on me. But listen, I'm saying that to say this, be careful. I got called, my manhood got disrespected. I think he like, no, no, I'm a man. I'm an old school man. There's no offense to nobody else. But that's why when me and Shine tripping, that's why I can talk about a woman's feet because that's what I like. I don't like a man's feet, a man's foot. I don't like men. I don't like men nothing. I don't do man purses. I don't do none of that. I'm a man. And I feel like I shouldn't have to keep apologizing. You got to respect me and my sexuality like I respect yours. I don't bash. I'd rather for you not to bash me. Respect me too. Or I'll run to the police on you and let them know you disrespecting me. I'm a man. And that's respectfully, y'all. Just respectfully. Uh, and I feel like if people who think like me or built like me or raised like me, you should look at your woman and say, I like all of that. Fingers, toes, hips, neck, chin, lips, tongue, all that. That's what I like because that's a woman. That's what I'm attracted to. Um, but y'all be careful out here. Be careful who you get involved with. And I said earlier, get to know them in all the seasons of their life as long as you can. I'm not saying y'all should be going together for no 15 years. It don't take, trust me, it don't take a man that long to know I want this one. And I'm not going to leave her out here for nobody else. 9 times out of 10, emotionally, mentally, women be ready, man. It be us that have to think about, man, this, that, and the other. Y'all be careful out here. Be careful out here, y'all. But anyway, I'm gonna let y'all have y'all's night. Next week, um, y'all be ready for something different. We're gonna do trivia, something I've been wanting to do, and we're gonna have fun next week. Now, that's my plan. That's Clint's plan. Now, if God says something different, we're gonna do something different. But as far as what I have planned, and I've already spoken to the panel, we're gonna do something different next week, y'all. And I know y'all gonna love it. So if you were on here, come back next week because you're gonna enjoy it. And it ain't gonna take this long, but y'all gonna enjoy it next week. But until then, I appreciate y'all, the responses, the laughter. I'm gonna have some different people on here and we're going to be doing things, different things. We're going to talk about credit. We're going to talk about even how to purchase a car. We're going to do stuff like that, y'all, because that's on my heart to do. There are a lot of adults. I don't know everything about it. I don't know what to look out for. So I would love to talk to a real ex salesman or former salesman that can tell you tell us what to look out for. So if y'all know one that don't mind coming on here, spending an hour with us and saying, hey, when you sit down in front of me or a salesperson, this is what you need to look out for. This is what you need to tell them. This is what you need to tell them to take off. Stuff like that. How to purchase a home, what to look for in that. We want to have people on here to talk about that this year. If y'all know a man, this is something that's on my heart. So please get this out, y'all. I want to do this segment. I want to bring a father and son on here that haven't talked in years or have never met. I want to do that. That is something that I saw on Instagram, to whereas a son who looked like he was in his 40s or 50s had the opportunity to tell his father, man, you weren't there. I needed you and you weren't there. Sometimes it's the son. They I'm looking for stuff like that, y'all, because that's what this is all about. It's all about helping. It's all about ministry. It's all about having fun. It's all of that together. I want everybody to be edified that comes on here. Edification doesn't mean anything other than building up. I want you to be built up. Take something away from here every week. So I need y'all's help. Don't get mad at me if I don't choose the person that you did. It may have been somebody that inboxed me or called me or text me before then, before you did, or it may be a way that the Spirit of God led me a different way. Now, listen, when I say God, the Spirit of God, Jesus, I'm not the most spiritual person out here, but there are times where I do hear from Him and I'll obey. So I want y'all's help. If there's somebody y'all know that don't mind coming on here and saying, hey, I want to talk to my son, I want to see him, I want to talk to my dad, I want to get that going. The credit, let me see, the house, the car buying. We're going to do more. We're going to do more relationship stuff too. But that's usually the podcast things. And I'm not a usual traditional person, but that will come in the future. There are going to be times, y'all, where I'm going to come on here like I did November and December, where I may do a series. I did Seed Time and Harvest. There were people who were getting blessed from that. I've never done a series before. And I have people that call me pastor. I'm not a pastor, y'all. I am not a pastor. I'm not. I don't down that. And people don't run from your call, and no, don't run from yours. I know who I am. I'm an evangelist. That's my office. My thing is to reel them in. I talk to people, and not when I say reel them, I'm usually the first point of contact with people. Again, I like to have fun too. Now I still, man, if I could swim, I'll show up for your swim party. I just don't know how to. But that don't go no further than here. I trust y'all don't tell nobody that, because that's people want to revoke your black card for stuff like that. So y'all keep that under your hat. I cannot swim. I almost drowned, and De'Ara, do not put it on here. But I had a couple of bad experiences that didn't go well. And I stood up and saved myself. So that's the only hint y'all getting. It was embarrassing. But so we're gonna have people on here to talk about different things. Um, I want to get Tamika on here to talk about different business idea stuff, just things that she's knowledgeable of. There's been a couple of people that have contacted me. They want to come on here. Listen, y'all, if I know people like it's gaining traction now. Clint Speaks, and it should after 2 years. It's gaining traction now, and sometimes people want to come on here. And sometimes people are like, hey, can they come on? What can they bring? And this is not me being a butthole. I hate to say that. This is not me being a butthole. I'm just saying from 7:30 to at least 8:30, what can you bring for an hour for the people? I have a business. That is good. But what can you bring for the people for an hour? If I bring Jarrell on here, the guy that talks about working out healthy, keeping yourself healthy, the foods you should eat and not eat, that dude could go for 2 hours. And he would ask Angie, he would give you a wealth of knowledge. But just because somebody says, hey, I had a bad experience at McDonald's, and 10 minutes later we done ran out, it's 7:40, that don't work for me. So everybody can't come on, and everybody can't promote their business on here just to be doing it. There's a fee for that now. With all due respect, it's been 2 years. So I'll promote your business. You get with me, I'll do that. As a matter of fact, I told you, I'm going to start going live more than just Wednesdays. And I'm not talking about at night. There's going to be time where I may go live in the morning, but people are getting traction of Clint's speech now. And so, yeah, it's a business. So if you have a business and you want me to shout your business out, trust me. Let me say this one thing before I go. I keep saying this. Y'all may have heard me say this, but there was a lady who did not know how to approach me. And she went to my wife. She said, I wanted to ask him, to shout my business out, but I didn't know how to approach him. But by this time, when she called me, it was after I shouted her business out anyway. It was just on me to do that. And she called us, and for the service that she provides, she was like, man, y'all don't ever have to pay nothing again. There are people right now that I have to turn away because of what you said on your live. I got people on the waiting list. I went from not having enough people to too many. I got to put them on the waiting list. So that's what's going on with Clint Speaks. So I don't promise any outcomes. I just promised I'm going to shout your business out. So yeah, that I just want to put that out there. Everybody can't go respectfully. Again, it depends on what you want your best friend to bring, or everybody just can't come over here and just, hey, I know about childcare. Okay. I'm not going to be on here for less than an hour. But anyway, y'all be safe out there, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for sticking with me. I promise to have y'all some more enlightenment, some more edification, some more entertainment, man. We got to keep you going, man. Y'all spending time with me on Wednesday nights. I appreciate you. So until next Wednesday, for now, y'all be blessed, be safe. Y'all have a good night.